teacher. Today I'm gonna talk about my level of English with the questions. So I'm gonna start with the first question. I have the PDF in the computer to read the question. Okay. The first question says, how do you monitor your own learning progress in English? Do you keep track of the new vocabulary you learn or the grammar structure you master? If so, how do you eat? I think monitoring our level of English requires perseverance and practice. In my case, I measure it with different ways, with different tools, like online apps, such as Duolingo, because in that application I can practice vocabulary and keep track of what I have learned. Also, I use another tools, online apps, that I'm going to talk in the next questions. And those apps to evaluate my level of English. The second question says, how do you evaluate your own language proficiency in English? What indicators do you use to assess your own level of proficiency, such as speaking, listening, reading, writing, or grammar? I think a good indicator to evaluate my, for example, speaking and listening is with Darla, because at second semester, when she started to teach English, I couldn't understand it. When I couldn't understand when she was speaking, it was a bit difficult for me. But now I can speak to her and understand. So I think that is a good indicator. And in the case of reading, writing, or grammar, when I am reading a book or a text, I can understand the text that I am reading. So I think that is the indicators. Okay, the third question says, how do you set goals for your English language learning? Do you have short-term and long-term goals? How do you ensure that your goals are achievable and measurable? I think to set effective goals for learning English, it is necessary to have short-term goals and to have long-term goals. In my case, my short-term goals are to improve my pronunciation and fluency. And another goal is to increase my English vocabulary. And my long-term goal is to reach the C1 level, the C1 English level needed to graduate with the best developed reading, listening, writing, and speaking skills. And I think that my goals are achievable and measurable because I have the necessary resources and willingness to achieve them. For example, I had a great resource and it was my trip to Bogota at Bochica Camp, because I have the opportunity to interact with people from other cities and improve and practicing my English skills. Also, the delegates from the camp always were speaking in English, so I could practice my listening. Also, my goals are achievable because I think with the perseverance and with practice, I will have a good English level in the future. And also I have many 6 semesters to continue with my process in English. Okay, the next question says, how do you adjust your learning strategies based on your self-assessment and progress? For example, if you identify a weakness in your listening skills, what strategies do you use to improve your listening comprehension? Okay, in my case, I have some strategies. For example, for this semester, I wanted to expand, to improve, and to increase my English knowledge and my vocabulary. So I decided to enter to the free online course offered by the university here. So I took the diagnostic test and I passed the diagnostic test. Until this moment, I have liked it a lot because I have been able to practice a new vocabulary and reinforce topics that I have seen in other semesters. So that is a good idea to improve my English skills. Also, I have been able to practice my speaking because we have a virtual meeting with the teacher Carlos, where he explains us the topics, or we can ask questions about the topics, or just speaking and practice the speaking. Finally, another strategy that I have is to use an online app called Hello Talk, where I have the opportunity to interact with native speaker, not just speak, also chat and send audios like WhatsApp, but with native speakers. And at the same time, I had the opportunity to help them with the Spanish, because there are people who likes learning Spanish, and that's all. The last question says, how do you seek feedback from others, such as teachers, peers, or native speakers about your English language learning? How do you use their feedback to improve your language skills and achieve your goals? Okay, I consider that I don't seek the opinion of others, but there are people who gives me feedback about my English. For example, the teacher Daniel. Because when we do role plays in class, the teacher Daniel always corrects me in my pronunciation and in my grammar. Also, he gives me some tips to make my speaking more fluent. For example, using construction, which is sometimes a bit difficult for me, but I try to do it to improve my speaking. And another comment that people gives me is about the translating from Spanish to English in my mind. I know that is a big mistake, and it is a mistake that many people make when they are learning a language. So I hope improve that when I travel to the United States, because I will have the opportunity to interact constantly with native people. And that's all Thank you.